We're going to be breaking people's hearts.
Anything that is taking my by ways after my life. So
There is no safe level to alcohol. When you don't sleep well, that weight loss not go happen. It not go happen. Why it will not happen is that
not be only big man they get mental health issue. Mental health issues ranging from how you feel, like you can be happy, you are sad.
are you going to stay on it forever? How long are you supposed to be on it? So, taking Monjaro before you go, they try to lose weight, can cause another problem for yourself. Alcohol is one of the things that has been directly linked to cancer.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? I hope we're all having a relaxing evening. My name is Ogene Wairi Nabena. I am a mental health advocate with the Mental Health Sentinel. I am super delighted to have you all on this call this evening. If you are like me, who started feeling really bloated, tired, and stressed after all the eating and drinking during the dirty December ovule season, or are you trying to lose weight, but nothing seems to be working for you? I am glad you are on this call right now. Are you constantly getting discouraged, or you're just sad because you've tried so many health plans and diet plans, nothing seems to be working? Everything you see online, they are very expensive, big man food that we cannot afford, or we can't even see them to buy around us. Or you have a goal to stay healthy and age gracefully. All right. Would love to put in the work right now so we don't get old and we're all wrinkled, we can barely move. I'm excited you're here because this conversation is for you. I'm thrilled to be joined this evening by our brilliant guest, dietitian Grace Ochonogo. She is a registered dietitian nutritionist with over 7 years experience on medical nutrition therapy for individuals managing chronic diseases like hypertension, kidney diseases, diabetes, and POS. She has worked with top hospitals in Abuja, both government and private, and she believes that real nutrition should be practicable. That means we should enjoy doing it through realistic meals that we see on a daily basis. And she also believes that there's science, evidence to all these strategies she'll be giving us this evening. Thank you, Grace, for taking out this time out of your busy work and mom schedule to have this chat with us today. We're delighted to have you. Welcome, Grace.
Thank you, Wairi. Thank you for having me.
All right, without wasting much time, let's take a deep dive into today's conversation. All right, our mental health can be simply defined as how we feel, think, and act. But if science is saying that 1 in 4 people will experience mental health issues at some point in their lifetime, and also 1 in 7 people, in the world, they are having mental disorder at every point in time. This is not because it's just that it's our current reality. And what this means to us is that we need to prioritize everything that concerns our mental well-being, how to improve it. A hungry man is an angry man, not be just talk. It's something that is real. What we eat directly impacts how we feel, our ability to think, our ability to stay healthy and function on a daily basis. So there's a science behind that saying, and that is why we have dietitian Grace this evening to help us break it down so we understand how we need to take care of ourselves. So dietitian Grace, in your own perspective, how does what we eat directly impact our health, mood, and how we cope with our daily stress? Over to you, Grace.
Thank you so much. If you're just joining us, you're welcome to this call this evening, and we are glad to have you here. It's going to be an amazing section, and we're looking forward to your questions. Okay, so how what we eat affects the outcome of our life and everything. I think I'll start with the WHO definition of being healthy. So it's a complete state of your mental health, your physical being, and not just the absence of sickness, right? So if we're talking about being healthy, you could be physically okay, but then mentally not okay. So that's actually a problem. So being a complete being, mentally, physically, you are okay, is what makes you healthy. And what we eat plays so much role in the outcome. Just like what Wire said, that a hungry man is an angry man. Have you ever thought of it? Like as I was saying it, I was thinking about it practically. Person they hungry go just dey vex anyhow. What's causing the whole anger? It's it's from within, right? You haven't eaten something tangible and you are angry. It shows, yeah, that anger is a kind of a mental expression, right? If I'm correct, Wire.
You're correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
so
That's an emotion.
it's a kind of a mental expression. So it goes to tell you that, oh, something is happening within this person. The person have not eaten and suddenly they are angry. So it goes to tell you how important food is. So it's not just about filling the tummy. Food goes beyond just filling your tummy. The nutrient is what is actually the food. What the outcome in your body is how you know you are eating well. The way you express anger, happiness, mood swings and all of that, which encompasses your mental health, it goes to show that what you are eating has a good impact on you. So food is a very important aspect of this conversation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
very much, Grace, for that clarity. This is really interesting to know. So, for our listeners that find it really stressful to eat, they don't just like food. I know a lot of people like this. Can you please tell us what they need to let them know why should they eat? What kind of food should they focus on to help them improve their well-being?
Not liking to eat is actually a problem. It's a major problem because the food you put into your system is the information you're giving to your body. Now, that information is what helps the body to function maximally. So, let's say you don't like eating. Over time, you're going to have nutrient deficiency. So that's what the importance of eating and eating the right thing. And when you begin to have these nutrient deficiencies, you're going to come down with chronic diseases eventually. Yes, I know the place of genetics, culture, environment, and all, but not eating at all is a problem on its own. So you need to fix that. And to fix that, I would say start identify with what works for you. Identify if it is eating 2 meal a day that works. You identify, okay, 2 meal work. If it's eating small frequent meal, you've identified that. Now the second thing is to now make sure that that thing you've identified, you're filling your plate right. If it's that 2 meal you're going to eat in a day, ensure that you're giving your body the right thing. And what is this right thing we're talking about? It's made up of your carbohydrates, your protein, your fat, your fiber. So you just don't go eating anything. And another thing you need to, first of all, for people who don't like to eat, I would advise you really go and do a nutrient deficiency test. Maybe any vitamin you are lacking, so you can supplement. You don't supplement anyhow. There have to be a deficiency for you to supplement. So if your case here is you do not like eating, you need to identify what works for you. Then by identifying that, you stick to the healthy plate for what works for you, and then check for nutrient deficiency and start to fix that if there is any deficiency.
When you talk about the plates, what exactly should we have on our plate and in what proportion?
So one problem wey we get for Naija be say we dey too chop. We like to have a lot of food, right? Now, online you see a lot of things. Don't eat this, don't eat that, eat 1 meal a day, do fruit fast for 3 days, water fast for 7 days, and all that. And when people do it, eventually they see results, especially people who want to now trim weight. They see result, but it's not sustainable. That's the reality. And that's the fact. That's the science. It is not something sustainable. So what makes them to see that result is that for that period, for that 3 days, they have done what we call calorie deficit automatically, and their plate has been fixed. So imagine not fixing your plate is the problem we have. So everybody is eventually eating, overeating, let's say. So now what your ideal plate should look like. Imagine a plate of an empty plate. Half your plate should be vegetables, and the other half you divide into two quarter. One quarter should be protein, and the other quarter should be carbohydrate. So that way you have a complete plate. But usually what we do is you go mount garri like this, then small soup and then a touch of protein, right? Or even rice. Today is Sunday, so let me use rice as an instance. Rice is the regular Nigerian Sunday food, right? So you have a whole bowl of rice, you're still on top and your touch of protein. So that's the problem we have. It's not food is not our problem, to be honest. It's the way we eat, the portion. So an ideal healthy plate is half vegetables. That half should be containing your vegetables and and fruits, depending on if there's any health condition. But if there is none, abundantly, then the other half you divide into two quarter, protein and carbohydrates. So that's what makes an ideal plate.
Thank you, Grace. So we need to have an ideal plate. So we have half vegetables and quarter of that. The remaining half, share it into quarter. We have protein and carbohydrates. So the proportion of carbohydrates and protein should go hand in hand to ensure that we are taking in the right nutrient. You mentioned something about the nutrients in our food being like information. How is that information being passed? So in recent times, I've been seeing all about gut health and how it's a grammar that has been flying on the internet, gut health, GUT. And can you please explain to us what's that process, what is gut health, and how does it affect our mental health and well-being? Thank you.
Okay. Like I said, that food is information that we give to our body. Now there are neurotransmitters that help to, you know, transmit this food. And I don't want play English. I'm trying to find a way to make it easy. Okay, let me just say this gut health. It's your gastrointestinal tract, your GI, your digestion. Let me from the mouth to the anus, the process it goes through to the intestine, the stomach, and all of that. But it starts from your mouth and ends at the anus, right? So now the gut health, the gut is what contains the healthy bacteria. The body has a whole abundant, according to research, almost 90 is in trillions of of
Brilliant.
bacteria, microorganisms, okay, and they are healthy organisms in the body. That's what keeps your immunity. That's what helps with the digestion. That's what helps the stomach to produce the acids that aids the digestion from the moment you're putting in the food in your mouth and all. Now, when that part of the body, the gut health, is not healthy, when it is, uh, how do I describe it? Okay, imagine that you are in a traffic. You know the way Naija be now, traffic everywhere, and the traffic light is functioning. Normally, we are expected to like follow that traffic light that is functioning, but you now get there, you meet a roadblock. Everybody is trying to put their head, and then there is a roadblock. Now, at that point, nobody is moving. So imagine the gut health to be like that. It houses so many bacteria that are supposed to aid our body to stay healthy. But when it becomes unhealthy, this is what happens. Nothing is functioning properly again. You begin to have all of the bloating, you experience the bloating. Some people begin to develop some issues. Now, the food you feed your gut health is what actually goes around the body to actually determine the outcome. Now, this gut is equally responsible for the production of the serotonin, the dopamine. Now, these are the hormones, the happy hormones. Those hormones that when something happens, when Chelsea wins the match, you are so excited. There is a hormone responsible for all of that. So imagine that the body, the part of the body that is responsible for producing that hormone is not healthy. What do you think will happen? There will be sadness. You go just dey vex, you no know wetin dey cause your anger. You go think say maybe na just naija hard, but it's happening from within the health. So that, and then when we, I think it's of recent we started prioritizing this mental health and all of that. So it goes to tell you that what you're eating, what the gut, the state of your guts actually shows in your physical health, and it shows how you react to situations. I don't know if that's a little bit easy, the explanation.
Thank you on that explanation. Okay, quick one. I will also want us to touch fast food, chicken and chips, pastries, fizzy drink, packed juice, meals we get from the street vendors. Now after all the days also, everybody just wants to have a quick meal to just quickly rush to bed, and that's convenient for us. Cold mineral and bread, we just grab it and we're eating. Can you please explain to us how these meals that we take can cause inflammation in our body? Because inflammation has been linked to anxiety. It has also been linked to, I think you can explain that to us too as well, the hypertension, the inflamed blood vessels, so having issues with blood flow. So can you please just help us give a touch on how fast food affects that part of our
Okay.
body?
Okay, so just like I was talking about the gut health, now all of that process of the gut health not functioning properly is actually an inflammation. And fixing on all of these junks is what we okay. There are two types of processing. We have the UPF, ultra processed food, and that's what you just mentioned. The ultra processed food is where you classify your soft drinks, your conventional flours, that is all the bobo tibo cake, meat pie, buns, all of that. That's where you classify the ultra processed food. There are still some ultra processed food that are good and healthy, like your milk, okay, especially the baby milk is ultra processed, and that's the only way that their body can actually now be able to digest it properly, because at that age they are quite tender. But as an adult, all of this ultra processed food we are taking, soft drink, due to work, you don't have time, you junk on bread and sugar, which is your soft drink. What it does over time, if it becomes a lifestyle over time, it inflames the body, and you begin to experience this brain fudge, begin to express some mental health issues. But let me even talk about the part I'm an expert, the chronic health issues. You begin to express diabetes, high blood pressure, hormonal issues, right? What happened is the excessiveness of consumption. That's what is happening to most of us. We take all of these things a whole lot. What is in it that is causing the problem? One is excess sugar and saturated fats. These two things are the culprits. So you have excess sugar from all of the soft drink, the juices and all. Then from your meat pie, your cake, there are some cakes that are healthy. Get me right, okay? When you do something like oat cake, banana cakes, and all, but I'm talking about the regular. Okay, now you have saturated fats from all of these. You have your processed meat like the sausages, the bacon. Buy me shawarma, put two sausage inside. You don't know what you are doing to your health, okay? And then the margarine, the butters, saturated fat intake, and even the type of oil we use to cook, right? So now the excessiveness of these things, saturated fat intake, sugar, is what now cause inflammation in the body. Is now what decreases the gut bacteria, the healthy bacteria, because you're feeding them with the wrong thing. So the healthy bacteria begin to decrease, and it shows on your health physically. Okay, so saturated fat intake and sugars, I'm not saying that they are our enemy, but the excessiveness with which we take them is the problem. It's advised that we actually limit these things. If we're running away from the weight gain, high blood pressure, mental health issues, diabetes, we need to cut down on the way with which we take saturated fats and sugars, basically.
Wow, this is quite insightful. So if I should take a simple let me break it down to how I've gotten this gut health. It's like our guts is like a garden that we need to feed the bacteria in it. The bacteria should be like maybe the flowers in the garden. So we need to feed them with balanced meals, like your veggies, your healthy fats, proteins, and fiber. Then us adding processed foods will be like we're adding chemicals into the garden to just scatter everything. So I think that's as settled in for me, and I hope it has as well for you all. So from what dietitian Grace is saying, she's saying that unhealthy food causes inflammation, all right? And some of those are the reasons why we are having other health issues, chronic pain as well, the inflamed body. And all this also affects our brain. Sometimes when you just see things happening, you start praying. It's brain is good, we start calling is very good, but sometimes we need to also observe what our body is trying to tell us. Okay, so when you start seeing these things, you should consult with the specialist. Sometimes it might be your general doctor. It might also be a special doctor that specializes on the gut and the brain and all. The chat box is open so you can drop in your questions. And also, I would like us to address the oga patapata of them all. Most people join this call because they've been struggling with their weight. Both male and female, it has nothing to do with, even some children these days, children have been diagnosed of diabetes. And so this is actually a very important part. So for us that have joined this call, Grace, and we're struggling with our weight, um, we've tried a lot of things. We're doing exercise, it's not working. We're doing all the meal, whatever we see online, anything they tell us, they do. We just they do because we want to reduce that weight. Can you please, in your professional opinion, tell us what they are, let's know what we're doing wrong so we can fix it, and tell us what we need to do right. Thank you very much, Grace.
I actually love this part of this section. I love this question. Okay. I love it so much. If you're here and the struggle is weight, I want you to know that you are doing your best, really. I want you to give yourself some grace, give yourself some me. Now, who they alive, they look for weight loss, first of all. Oh. So try, calm down. Okay, give yourself some grace. The whole thing about weight loss is working for A, is not working for B. There is a program online, you jump on it, it worked for 2 days, and then boom, you are back on gaining the whole weight. It just goes to tell you that our bodies are different. Our body processes this information, which is food, differently. Okay, so and there is just a whole lot. It's multifactorial, that it has to do with your gene, has to do with your hormones, it has to do with even the culture, being a black person, it has to do with the environment, okay, a whole lot. So it's not something that you expect a miracle. First off, look at it from this angle, that the weight you're trying to lose, you didn't just gain it in 1 week. You didn't even gain it in 1 month. So why try so hard to lose it? And before I even dive so deep into it, there is a healthy weight loss range by science, by research, and the healthy weight loss range weekly is 0.5 to 1 kg per week. So total it in a month, that means you should not be losing more than 4 kg in a month if you do it by 0.5 to 1 kg weekly. So that's like 4, maximally 5 kg in a month. So anything outside this promising you quick weight loss over time is not healthy. You could be trying to solve a problem and then developing a greater problem, which you don't want to even be in that state, because at the end of the day, it's still the doctor that will take your money. You still go back to the clinic, but online, they will just coach you and give you anything just for you to lose weight. So a lot is happening with weight loss. So understand that you need to give yourself grace, and equally know that it's really be about your gene, not just about what you are eating. And then when it comes to weight loss, the best way and the only thing possible for weight loss is a calorie deficit diet. And that is why when you go online, everybody is talking about OMAD, that is 1 meal a day. And it is working. But is it healthy? No, it is not. So the 1 meal a day is eat once a day, and then the rest of the day just fast. That period you are fasting, if you're diabetic, there is a problem. If you're pregnant, there is a problem. If you're a woman and you have hormonal issues, there is a big problem. You're developing problems over time. And when it begins to backfire, you'll be like, where did all these things come from? But that's the lifestyle you've created for the body. The body has adjusted and is giving you back what you have felt it over time. So it's not a healthy way to lose weight. Now you don't have any health issue. Yes, you want to do the OMAD diet. It's still not a healthy way. It's not sustainable. So please, it's not the best way to go. So the calorie deficit diet is what works. And what a calorie deficit diet means simply means you understanding what your body needs in a day. If your body needs, let's say, 2,000 calories, ideally, you minus 500. You may not be able to do this if you're on this call, but it's something that a professional will guide you through so that you understand what this calorie looks like when you're looking at your food. Because just merely saying it, you may not understand it. But what it means, for instance, is if you're supposed to eat a whole bowl of rice now, will not tell you, okay, eat 1/4 of that rice, eat so amount of protein, eat so amount of vegetables. Okay, that way you are able to lose weight. That is what it means. And that is what happens with when you see people that they now eat once a day. When they're eating once a day, automatically they have actually cut down their calories, so they will lose weight. But you can actually still spread it into 3 meals, into the cutting down your meals, cutting down your calorie. You can spread it into 3. That is sustainable, something that will carry you over the day or throughout the day, and still yet it's calorie deficit for you to lose weight. If it is 2 meal that work, beautiful, you can spread it within the 2 meals. But going extreme, doing water fasting, could disrupt your hormone, could cause you other health issues that you don't want to while you are trying to fix weight. Okay, so weight loss, the only thing that works is a calorie deficit diet, and you need to identify that by speaking with a professional that will guide you on what a calorie deficit means. And another thing again that I see that is a problem is that everybody is running towards uh, uh, imported food per se. You are hearing you cannot lose weight while you are eating bread. You cannot lose weight while you are eating rice. You cannot lose weight eating eba. Hey, what are you now going to eat if you cannot lose weight eating all of this? The meal plans are so unrealistic. Broccoli this, parsley this. Please, how many of us know what is broccoli? How many of us can see it around us or can even afford it? So realistically, we need to work with what is culturally acceptable by us and what is within our reach and what we can afford, and it's still possible to lose weight. Okay, I just hope I'm not talking too much about this weight loss, but it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot, and I'm happy to guide you on this journey.
All right, thank you, Grace. So what you're saying now is we can stay healthy on our local food because me, I love eba and anything that is taking my by way is after my life. So you are telling us now that we can just be healthy, staying focused on what we have in Nigeria.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Are you going to run away from the eba and egusi soup that have been saving you over the years just because you want to lose weight? It becomes difficult to actually keep to it because these are not things that you are used to. But if you work with the things you are used to, it's possible to lose weight. Like I said, our only
Yeah,
problem is
that
actually overeating. We are overeating.
okay. All right. Thank you very much, Grace, for that beautiful insight. All right, no doubt, these things that you are saying, money is the orga of them. We talk about healthy lifestyle, but price of food is constantly on the rise in Nigeria. Currently, people just eat, maybe left food, maybe they survive if you wake up the next morning. They are not really focused on how to make them thrive, to age well. All right. So, can you suggest what we need to prioritize for our food without, excuse me, without breaking the bank? Because everything expensive for Nigeria, no doubt.
Oh yes, things are quite expensive, and that's one of the problem with this healthy eating. Being realistic, to be honest, healthy eating costs money, but what can we do? We can still work with within us what is available. So when it comes to eating on a budget, that's just what you're asking me. I always recommend that we build our food around our regular staples. Okay, so I'm talking about if yam works for you, potato, beans, rice, plantain. Okay, build your food around these things. Okay, if you build your food around these things, what will happen is you will see that the cost will actually reduce because they are your regular things. And then try to do um seasonal foods. Whenever a thing is in season, make use of it. Enjoy it. Avocado is coming out now. Small small, e don dey enter market. So when you see it, please enjoy your avocado because a few months later you won't see it. I think currently we have banana and oranges. Enjoy it. So what I'm saying is make do with the things that are in season. Okay, so that season you have a lot of vegetables. You can, like, I think currently we have green is in abundance. That is the local spinach. We have it in abundance at the moment. Ugu too. So then when you have carrots, cabbage, and all of that, fine. Just make use of what is available. And another thing you can do is cook in batch if you can. Just cook your meals, portion them according to what you take. Keep in the fridge. Maybe on a weekly basis, you can just bring out a day to make your meal so that it's easy for you because cooking every day, you don't want to know how expensive it is to cook every day. It's very expensive. When it comes to protein is one of the most expensive things. You see, protein is very expensive. It's that's one problem we have. And then protein is something that we need. We actually need protein. We need protein. So what I would say is, when the ones you can afford, if it is fish, if it is egg, if it is beans, if it is awara, if you're in the north, there is one they call awara, right? So just make do with them. And if you are opportune to actually buy them in bulk and store, still go ahead and do that. There is nothing bad about having your protein in bulks, okay? And ensure that your vegetables are always in your meals. Why I keep hammering on vegetables is that they are low in calories. You're not going to add weight with vegetables, except you now decide to, do your salad and you have the mayonnaise. You use your mayonnaise and design it. That could be a challenge. But if you have your salad and in a healthy form, it is low in calorie, good micronutrients and minerals, and then fiber filling you. So it will help. So let's just make do with what is within our reach, buy in season, prep in box, and that way we can. I think we have some questions in the chat box.
Yeah, are we taking them now? I think we should just quickly round up with this
Okay.
point. We'll go into question and answers. So thank you very much. This life that we're in, there's always a price to pay. So everything is within our control, you know. I'm positive that after this session, we'll do better when it comes to what we put in our system, because we'll rather pay the price now than pay later. We don't want to start spending so much money trying to get well later when we can actually do the work now. All right. It's really exhausting being sick. So this message we're hearing now is not just for us. We should try to also tell other people around us, guiding ourselves to have a better wellness. So I would like us to also touch on GLP, quick fixes, you know. People have been using a lot, okay? People have been using lots of drugs trying to, because it can be really a big burden when you're searching for results. So Grace, can you help us give us the little advice you have based on these drugs people are now taking to lose weight?
So first of all, I'm happy about GLPs. When we talk about GLP, we're talking about Monjaro, all the weight loss medications, so that because that's GLP, many of us may not really get it. Okay. So I'm happy about the weight loss medications, really, because weight loss is a challenge, yeah. But listen to me, weight loss is just a fraction of our problem, really. I'm happy about the GLPs, really, because it just goes to tell you that the health system is improving. We are doing a lot, right? But the problem I have with it is that everybody now wants to take it. So far it promises weight loss, and yes, it promises weight loss, but primarily it was actually meant for people who are diabetic and obese, people who are diabetic that want to lose weight, that is difficult for them. So that way it helps them to lose the weight, helps them to equally control the sugar. So if you're being told something is meant for this purpose primarily, and then everybody is rushing to it, that's to say that there could be a side effect. I'm not saying this from research. I've really checked. I've not really checked any research that say, oh, there is a side effect of this and all that. But then GLP is not something you should just rush. My advice would be that if you must take, please ensure that you see a doctor. Don't just wake up and it's not something you just buy and you're taking it, you're injecting yourself or taking the pills because you want to lose weight. You will lose weight, but what comes after the weight loss? Are you going to stay on it forever? How long are you supposed to be on it? So it is important that you see a doctor before going on GLP. It's important you see a doctor before taking Monjaro, before you go to try to lose weight, can cause another problem for yourself. Oh. Because one of the problems that comes with actually taking the GLP anyhow is nutrient deficiency, because the way it works, it kind of reduces your appetite, right? So it's still cutting down your calories. So you're not eating so much. That's the way GLP work. So something that cuts your appetite means there is a possibility that you will not be taking nutrients enough, adequate nutrients. You just eat as the body can carry. The weight loss is happening. So over time, I think there may be a nutrient deficiency. So it's something that you need to go to a doctor to guide you, to monitor you. It needs monitoring. It's not something you do anyhow. Please see a doctor before you go on that.
All right. So what she's saying is we should be mindful of trends that we jump into. Um, Most of these trends online can be really harmful because they really do not consider our hormones. There are people struggling with underlying illness, like ulcer as well. So what you see is not just what works. It's not one size fits all for everybody. So I would advise that we take that into consideration. All right. Also, starving yourself is not the solution. All right. If you're starving yourself, it has great impact on our brain because your body needs the food. The brain is triggering your body. I need this, I need this. And when there's no response, it becomes another problem. Also, people with underlying illnesses like ulcer, diabetes, the juice fast. They just keep taking juice. As healthy as fruits can be, some of them are really high in sugar. So we need to put those things into consideration. And speaking to a doctor is very important. Okay, speaking to a doctor is very, it's like drug abuse. You can't just see a drug and they are talking about it online and you just go and you are getting it and throwing it into your system. Even paracetamol also have side effects. So we should be mindful of what we put into our bodies because this body is what will carry us. It's what will take us through life. The hustle we are hustling is the body. Without a healthy body, there's nothing we will say we're doing. So I really like where we are at this point. So um, can you please help us break down let's know like 5 things in our kitchen that are harming us gradually, but we do not know. And this is not them say you are the specialist. This is research. So tell us, based on even clients that you have worked with, what are those things that are harming us in our kitchen? Just over to you.
One of the most common things having us in our kitchen is the whole spicy thing. Seasonings. I'm not talking of natural spices. Natural spices are okay. Okay. But then, even with natural spices, if you're on this call and you have a kidney situation, you need to really watch out, even with the natural spices. So that's why an expert comes in to guide you. But you see, the processed sachet seasonings that everybody wants your stew to taste this, you want it to taste that, is one of the things, okay, that is our challenge that could be harming us, okay, because of the excessiveness of it. A pot of soup has Maggi. No, let me use stew. It has Maggi. It has salt. It has another sachet spice in a pot of stew. Okay. So that could be harming our health. And why could it be harming the health? Is the additives. There are so many additives in these things that you don't even know. There are colorings. And yeah, there are consumable colors, but we don't know if we don't know if the ones inside of them are consumables. Yeah, there are some colors that are consumable, but you can't tell the one that is consumable really in this thing. So the way with which we take this is actually a lot. And then you see people with high blood pressure. That's one of the things that actually causes more problem for them now because of the sodium that comes from all of these things combined. And another thing that causes us that is in our kitchen that is an issue is oil. Fats. If you are
Hold
here,
on. Which oil? Sorry, which oil? Is it palm oil or granite oil?
oil generally. So is oil, I'm going to explain it. So when I'm talking about oil, I'm talking about the saturated form of the oil. Oil is now a problem really because the body still needs it. Okay, the body still needs it. But the challenge is the excess intake of this saturated fat. Now, saturated fat you can find in even your palm oil. Palm oil is about 50% saturated and unsaturated. So imagine something is 50% saturated and unsaturated. Does not make it unhealthy. Please don't get me wrong. Palm oil is healthy. There are still vitamins in it that the body needs, okay? But It's just that most times we abuse it. So when you abuse it, is a problem. When you abuse the saturated fat, it is a problem. The body needs it. There is nothing that you will completely say, oh, it doesn't have any saturated fat, but the level of it is a problem. Now, your regular vegetable oils, most of them, if you check the labels, I don't know if you read your label, you will see the level of saturated fat in them and the level of unsaturated fat. So if something is that having that saturated fat, it means you should moderate it, minimal. Like you should use it small, small. Not be say you go cook soup now, you go full everywhere. Like okay, banga soup, for instance. Banga soup is made from banga, that is palm kernel, right? That's what it is now. And you take it frequently, enjoyment, oble, and it's just so much. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but when you hear something is 50% saturated fat and unsaturated 50% unsaturated fat, it means you should actually limit the intake of these things. It means that when you're cooking your egusi soup, for instance, egusi is good. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful oil. Egusi has its own oil. I don't know if you've ever actually made egusi white. You see oil settled. It's looking like groundnut oil. Then you now add your palm oil to the egusi, and after eating, the plate is shining red. I think it's a challenge. So that's one of the things. So you need to actually look out for the way you take oil. And when I'm saying oil, it's not just about palm oil and the vegetable oils. It's equally about your butter, your margarine. Okay, a lot of those things.
You mentioned something about saturated fat in oil, and you mentioned palm oil. Palm oil is good, it has vitamins, but it has lots of saturated fat as well. So please, can you tell me what is going to happen to our banga soup? I'm a banga girl. Please tell us, what if we add vegetables to the banga? Will that one help us?
Okay, that I said saturated fat does not make it bad, please. That I said palm
Okay.
oil does not mean palm oil is bad. Please get me right. The problem is the overconsumption. You cannot be having banga soup every week for 52 weeks in a year. Do you get me? So it's something you take occasionally, because you're not just going to be taking only banga soup. You're taking banga soup. You're taking, okay, in a day, for instance, let's say you had stew in the morning. Your stew is made up with oil in it. Afternoon, you
Mhm.
had banga soup. Then evening, you had dodo. Can you connect it? You see that you see that just the oil in the day becomes excess. Okay, but if banga soup is something you do occasionally, like, it's fine, it's not bad. Me too, I take banga soup aba now. I dey take banga soup, right? So it's just something you do moderately. We're not saying stop it completely,
Hmm.
we're just saying ensure that you are doing this thing moderately. You can't stop palm oil has to be in your food. So you just make sure that it's in moderation, not excess.
Okay, I think I'm having a
Okay,
bit
not
of
every
relief.
day.
Okay, I've learned something. I'm a bit relieved, so I shouldn't scrap banga soup out of my diet. Thank you for that clarification. Okay, I should take it occasionally. All right. Okay, we have something I need to also point out. You mentioned that we need to read labels. We really do not have that culture in Nigeria to read the
You
labels
say,
of what we are buying. Can you hear me,
eh?
Grace? We need to start reading labels. So most products, standard products, they will have the ingredients behind it, the portion, what's per serving, and all that. I was having a look at my granite oil the other day, and I could see that some things were not so clear. So some brands, Nigeria, everything goes in this country. They are importing everything, and everybody is doing anyhow. So some brands can be very tricky with their content, the nutrients analysis. So those are brands that we need to be very mindful of. Like personally, I've blacklisted one already. Okay. Because we need to focus on things that edify us and not harming us and giving us long-term issues.
Another thing is sugar. Hmm. Sugar is common. Sugar is common. It's one of the things that is in our kitchen that examine us. Okay, you see sugar in the table sugar, the regular one is there. You see sugar in fruits. Fruits are healthy, don't get me wrong. They contain fructose, which is good. But like Paris said, you need to really consider your health conditions and know the comes.
So thank you, Grace, for this clarification, this eye-opening facts. I would like us to talk about hormones. Okay, we have women struggling with weight gain from childbearing and hormonal contraceptives. For men also, it's important to know because you also help your wives and your sisters. So this is not, we're not just focused on women, we're focused on, if you save a woman, you are saving the nation. So let's get, what can you tell us? What's the problem? People are stress eating. What part? Let's know what we need to do to help us. Thank you very much.
Okay, so for both men and women, is a challenge. The weight thing is a challenge, okay? And really, our hormones, first of all, to the women, please give yourself some grace, especially if you're trying to lose weight after childbirth. Oh, Lord, you went through a whole lot. You know, easy to carry belle born and 9 months. Oh. So please give yourself that grace. It's not really easy. So don't be so quick on yourself. You need to understand that a lot is happening to your body. A lot is going on. The hormones are not stable. The pills that some people take too have its own effect on the hormones, making you to add weight. Some women have come to say that's what happens to them. So you see a lot of things are going on in the body that you should not be so, bombard yourself with weight loss and all that. There are things you need to fix. If you are fixing your food, you need to fix your sleep, right? Even for men and women, everybody here, you need to fix your sleep because see, when you don't sleep well, that weight loss not go happen. Oh. E no go happen. Why it will not happen is that there is a hormone responsible for getting feeling or being satisfied when you eat and you're satisfied. I think it's called the ghrelin. Yes, the hunger satisfying hormone, kind of. And there is a hormone responsible for managing stress, which is the cortisol. Now, when you don't sleep well, the cortisol levels are high, they're over the roof. When you're stressed, and as a woman, you have a child, you're having sleepless nights already tending to that baby, that will take you to like another 1 year. So imagine a whole lot is happening to your body, your cortisol levels are there and all. So you need to watch that sleep. If you can be able to fix that aspect, not just about your food, please try, give yourself grace. You're doing a whole lot. And if you're a man here, please support your wife, please, in any way you can. Help hold the children, let her sleep. And you too, as a man, oh my God, I respect you people so much because you are out there fending for the family and all. Please, why doing that? Rest. The body needs it. The body needs it. If you're not resting, see, a lot of people are dying these days. You hear this one slump here, this one was sleeping and did not wake up. Stress is just a whole lot. A lot is going on in the body that if stress is not managed, see, you're not going to lose weight. There are some people you will notice that you're actually trimmed. Now it's not your tummy. Your tummy is where the fat is settled. It's stress. It's actually stress. It's stress. When the cortisol levels are not okay, this tummy fat e no go anywhere. Okay. Then another thing you need to watch out for is movement. Exercise as little as you can when it comes to weight loss. And research has shown that most women, the moment you clock 30, your muscle mass begin to reduce. It's a big problem. So it tells you how much we need strength training. Even men need it. So begin to build some strength training into your exercise. As little as buying some weights at home that you can easily work with. You mustn't go to the gym. If it is what works for you at home, please do. If it is taking walk, it's still an exercise. So we need to fix sleep. You need to fix movement, and you need to fix that the whole stress thing, please. Okay, so it's not just about weight loss. You can fix your food, you can fix everything, but then you're not getting result. Then look into other lifestyle uh, things you need to fix.
Thank you so much for that clarity. So it's really a big deal. When we are stressed, we also tend to crave for things that are not good for the body. All right. And that
Yeah.
leads to weight gain. Then we also now feel this negative energy. Oh, my body image. You're not feeling happy about yourself. We don't want to go round in circles trying to solve something we can easily fix with our diet, with our rest. Okay, the chat room is open. So I've been seeing some questions. We'll take them shortly. Given all we've discussed, you've mentioned sleep, you mentioned exercise, movement actually, because exercise, some people will see exercise or movement as you must go to the gym. It doesn't have to be that. Little walk, 10 minutes walk can change your mood. I am a testifier to that. When I just feel a certain kind of way, I just want to go outside, take fresh breeze. Like our people, just take fresh air. It's free. You can walk on your streets, not under the sun because we don't want sunburn, but taking those cool evening walks can actually help us with our digestion as well, with our mood and all. So if since you've touched movement and sleep, I want you to talk on this part. I know some people don't like this one, but it's still part of our diet journey that we're trying to work on. So can you tell me the role alcohol play in our journey, our beautiful diet journey that we're trying to work on? Thank you, Grace.
We're going to be breaking people's we want to be breaking people's hearts with this point now. Alcohol. Okay, now alcohol is one of the things that has been directly linked to cancer by research. So if something has been directly linked to cancer by research, it just goes to tell you that it's doing a whole lot of harm. Alcohol is doing a whole lot of harm. Okay. Now, for men, I think they would always say that alcohol don't have sugar. Instead of to take a soft drink, I would take alcohol. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. You see, the sugar equivalent in your soft drink is actually the same in your stouts. Yes, the fact is giving you the bitter taste does not mean it does not have sugar in it. And so now excessiveness of it can limit your weight loss process if you are trying to lose weight. Okay. And you hear some people say, the liver is responsible for alcohol breakdown and all that. So the liver rebuilds itself and all. Yes, it's true, of course, but each drop of alcohol you are taking has what it does to your liver. So if you keep taking alcohol often, imagine what happened to the liver cells. Yes, they rebuild themselves, yes, but how many will it rebuild? How many will it rebuild? Okay. So alcohol is not something. In fact, the current research says there is no level of alcohol that is safe. That's what research said. I'm reading it according to the way it is in the research. And the way I just said is the way it is. There is no safe level to alcohol. So I will just stop here. There's no safe level to alcohol, meaning e no go help you for anything. No.
Speaking of research, it's even been said that moderate intake of alcohol can shrink your brain tissues. As much as alcohol helps us to sleep, I know some people, when they are stressed, they won't just gulp one glass so that they will just pass and go and sleep for the night. It will make you sleep, no doubt, but it will reduce the quality of the sleep that you have. So what's happening is that you're sleeping, but your brain is not sleeping. So you are depriving yourself of quality night sleep. You wake up, your emotions are running out of the place. You're upset. Even trying the brain shrinkage will also affect your memory. You cannot remember things. Okay, you just they forget. You they waka go here, you forget where you they go. So like you said, alcohol is not doing us any good. So I would like us to gradually, you might not be able to stop it immediately, but we can work on having an alcohol clean diet. It might be difficult initially, but research has also said that if you stop this thing for 4 weeks, if you're able to if you hold body for 4 weeks, you go forget them. If you can just hold yourself. It's not easy. We like to party, and once we reach there, free beer. Now something when some people no fit comot eye, but like we are seeing, it's not doing us so much of good. So let's just try and cut it down. So I want us to wrap up so we'll have a good sleep, like we said. So we'll sleep on time. So let's go to the chats, the questions. It's everybody. You guys are active. Thank you very much for your patience as well. I just hope that you are excited as we are. Okay, Grace, if you see any question, you can just pick it up while I'm looking at it as well. What do
I don't know
you?
why I can't see the
Okay, all right,
questions.
I'm there. I'm there.
Okay.
Somebody asks, what can we do to improve to have a better gut health?
That's a very good question. What can we do to improve our gut health? Okay. First of all, we need to feed it the right things. Okay, so the gut bacteria thrive on what we feed it. One of them is vegetables. So you need to feed your gut health adequate fiber, and one source of fiber is vegetable. Another source of fiber is your beans. Really, anything good in high in fiber is good for the gut. Another thing you should feed your gut is probiotics. I think the most common probiotics is yogurt. That's what we have here. So yogurt, I'm not talking about the regular yogurt, yogurt drinks and the rest, not to mention any brand, but then Greek yogurts, okay, with live cultures are good for our gut health. You can have that. And then omega-3 fatty acids, you have that from your nuts, your fish. It's our regular titles. Stop looking for salmon. Where will you get salmon? Get Titus fish and eat. Omega-3 fatty acids in salmon, they are good for the gut. So basically, feed your gut with probiotics, prebiotics, which I've mentioned the sources, fiber, which I mentioned the sources, and you're good to go. And healthy fats, you're good to go.
Okay, when we talk about fermented, because yogurt has the culture, fermentation goes through the process of making yogurt. Is fufu a good probiotic? Why are you
Fufu is
laughing?
fufu is good. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Yes, it is. Fufu is good. Another thing again is pap. Pap is very good. Yes. So fufu, pap, and then we have iru, the locust beans. Yes. Good sources, locally available, like things you can get easily. So they are good. Yes.
All right, thank you for that. But we should also watch the portion that we are consuming, which
Of
is
course.
very
Yes.
crucial. There's a question here saying, are these examples on mental MH, I think mental health exclusively for those at the top class of the Nigerian society? Whatever we're saying that has to do with mental health, it's not only rich people, big man, not be only big man, they get mental health issue. Mental health issues ranging from how you feel, like you can be happy, you are sad. Not be only big man, they happy now, not be only big man, they sad. All right. So it's whatever we're saying now is for everybody. We're not working in classes here. All right. Somebody asks, must I know my body mass index before embarking on weight loss? I think yes. Grace, what's your opinion on that?
Yes, it's important. Okay, body mass index is important. But that's just one thing you should know. Actually, that's just a fraction. Okay, body mass index is important. It gives you an idea of the class of weight gain you have over time. So it helps you to now know what you are expected to drop. But then another thing that is important is other circumference, like your waist circumference. You need to know your waist measurement, your hip, and your bust, because the body mass index may not immediately change, but those measurements can begin, those inches can begin to drop, and you will know when you're losing weight without even the scale making so much move. Yeah.
Okay, I also want to add that body mass index is very important because sometimes we see slim people and we assume that they are healthy. They can be underweight, and being underweight is also a problem. Grace, am I right?
Yes, it's a
Okay,
type of
so we
undernutrition.
should, yeah, someone asked examples of 3 meals we can eat to lose weight. Hmm. Okay. Uh,
Okay, examples of 3 meals we can eat to lose weight. You can eat vegetables to lose weight. You can eat rice to lose weight. You can eat beans to lose weight. Shey you say three? I've given you three. But now let me explain it. You're eating rice, add vegetables, and add protein. Okay. Now there is no particular exact meal you say this thing is for weight loss. But what happens is that meal you are eating for weight loss can equally make another person to add weight. It just depends on the calorie, the portioning, the quantity of food you are eating is really important. And this calorie is not just because you could actually see a little meal. Some people say, after all, I just took only meat pie. It's not much now. That one meat pie you are taking could be up to 500 calorie plus. So imagine from just one meat pie, you're having 500. The rest, so you exceed. So yes, you can eat anything to lose weight, but you need to know the calories and the portion pattern for weight loss.
Is bread healthy? There's so much talk around bread. Mostly said now that bread should not be eaten as it's poison to our body. What's your view?
Bread is not poison to our body. There's no research that has come out to say bread is poison to our body. So the simple answer would be yes, but now it depends on the kind of bread and what makes your bread. Okay, so I tell people if you can make your bread at home, it's beautiful. Okay, because you can actually determine what goes into your bread. And unfortunately for us in where we are, we don't have whole wheat bread. We rarely have whole grain. But are they still in existence? Yes, you just to get the authentic type. So what I'm saying, if you have access to brown bread, fine. If you have access to wholemeal bread, if you have access to oat bread, those vegetables that those kind of bread that are better options. Does that negate the white bread? No, it doesn't. But you just need to ensure that your bread goes with the right thing. Now, the problem we have with bread is that you wake up midnight, you eat bread. You are eating bread in the morning, you're having 5 loaves of bread. That's the problem. If you can limit your bread
Five
to a
slices.
certain, maybe two slices, yeah, 5 slices of bread, sorry. So if you can limit your bread to like say 2 slices of bread, make it up with healthy fat, add your protein. It's a good meal. You don't need plenty serene. Okay, your bread is good, okay, but the problem is we're overeating, and then the kind of bread we have here mostly is the problem. But if you can make your bread at home, really, you can determine what goes into your bread and what you don't add.
How true is it that skipping breakfast triggers autophagy? What's that? Autophagy.
Okay, so autophagy is the process whereby I did in a simple way. Okay, the body begins to feed on itself, like stored things, stored energy, and all of that. So skipping breakfast, does it? It's two ways. It can be yes and it can be no. So why I say yes is that because you fasted, yes, the body can enter into that process, but it must not be by skipping a meal because everybody naturally fasts too, except you're telling me you eat for 24 hours, which is not possible. Now, let me give an instance. You stopped eating, let's say 7 or 8 p.m., for instance, and you didn't eat again until 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. the next morning. Your body has fasted. So that process is already happening. So imagine your body fasted from 7 p.m. today till 8 a.m. the next morning, and you continue the fast till 12. It's not a problem. Oh, that's what they call intermittent fasting. It's not a problem, but that's not what puts your body into the process of autophagy. It has already entered from the long fasting from 7 p.m. till the morning. Okay, so it's not by skipping a particular meal. Skipping the meal can make your body enter that process. But whether you skip that meal or you don't skip breakfast, the body already goes through that process. It's a natural occurring thing in our body that you must. It doesn't have to be about skipping breakfast for your body to be able to do that.
Thank you, Grace. There's a confirmation to what you said. Someone said there's a side effect to all these weight loss injection. You add more weight when you stop it, and it's not good for everyone. I've been on a weight loss injection because of my medical condition, and when I stopped it, I added even more. My advice is lose weight naturally. Portion sizes and exercise is very key. Reduce fatty and spicy meal. Thank you, Mr. or Mrs. So you see, people are confirmed. This is someone that have experienced it. So whatever we're saying here, it's not a problem. Someone said you can eat banga soup. Just she said not every day. Yeah, thank you. Um, please, oh. Does it mean palm oil is not healthy? No, that's not what there's nutrients in palm oil. Just we need to moderate intake. So from my end, that's all the questions. If you have further questions, you can send it on the group chat. The
Okay,
chat's
someone
good.
sent me a
WhatsApp is
private message. Someone sent
okay,
me a
okay.
private message on WhatsApp. So she said, how can one fix God's head?" To have answered that one, then she asked another question. I know she too. So she said, "What
Sorry.
can I do to?" She said, "I know the shit too. Like she has constipation,
Oh,
right?"
okay,
So
okay, okay.
okay, so talking about that, there is one aspect of this health talk we haven't mentioned: water. Okay, water is important. Water will
Okay.
actually help with this constipation. Water goes a long way to help. And another thing, majorly important, is vegetables. See, if your food is lacking in vegetables, you need to improve on that because it helps the bowel movement. And believe me, if the bowel movement is good, that means you're fixing the gut too, you're helping your overall body. But staying 2 days, 3 days without going to use the loo, that is possibly a challenge or a problem going on. So we need to fix that. Vegetables are important. Vegetables are important. So if you have constipation, please do a lot of vegetables. Try to do adequate water too. So we just these two. And another thing that has good fiber is beans. I think somebody asked about beans, if it is protein or
Yeah,
carbohydrates.
yeah, yeah. Somebody asked, I think I missed it. The person asked, is beans not carbohydrates?
Okay. Back then in school, we're taught that classes of food, protein, beans was mentioned one, yeah? Now, if there is a superfood, beans is a superfood. I'm sorry, there's not supposed to be a superfood, but if there's a superfood, beans is a superfood. Beans have carbohydrates and it has protein, yes. The thing is that the carbohydrate quantity of beans is higher than the protein, okay? So that's what we have. Like for a 1 cup of cooked beans, now you could be getting up to 32 grams of carbohydrates. Then in that 1 cup, you're having about 8 to 10 grams of protein. Do you see what is happening? And in that same 1 cup, you're having almost 16 grams of fiber. Hey God, what an awesome sumptuous meal. So beans is both protein and is both carbohydrate. And now the type of carbohydrate beans is a whole carbohydrate, the type that we call the complex carbohydrate, right? Is good for the body. It's not easily digested like the regular white rice would. So it's the energy it gives you, like, is a kind of slow releasing energy. It does not really spike your sugar, bring it down, and then you have the brain fudge and all. So it's a very good carbohydrate. The complex whole type of carbohydrate is what beans is. So that's where you equally classify your ofada rice, brown rice, your plantain, your sweet potato, your yam. They are whole carbs.
Okay, and taking things like high in fiber as well we also help our guts. The person
Mhm,
asked saying they've not been able to use the toilet because I think
mhm.
ideally you should actually go to the toilet every day. If I don't go to the toilet in a day, I'm sick. Like I don't know, I won't be able to function. I just feel really heavy. I need to empty my bowels every day. So for that person, you need to feed your guts the right food. All right, we've exhausted our time, and I really want to appreciate you all for sticking to this point. We'll be having conversations like this frequently, where we'll learn. Grace, I'll call you back because there's one thing I want us to talk about. So I will be inviting Grace for another session sometime in the future. The chat is very insightful. I'm glad you guys can also testify to that. Grace, thank you so much for pouring into us today. If you still have other questions, the WhatsApp group chat is opened. You can follow us on our Instagram page and also Facebook, the Mental Health Sentinel, for more information. And also, if you know someone that you know would benefit from this, you can add the person to our WhatsApp community. Dietitian Grace, if you want to consult Dietitian Grace one-on-one, she's available on Instagram as the Loud Dietitian. Okay. So in conclusion, I would say self-care is not just pamper day in the spa. It also has to do with prioritizing the food that we put into our body. Okay. Food is not just for the stomach, it's for our brain, it's to help our mood. It also for our future. I want everybody on this call to age. When they see you, they tell you you look 20 when you are over 50. That shows that you are aging well. All right. Secondly, we should not jump on supplements, diet programs, anything you see online. You need to consult with your doctor. You also need to speak to a specialist, a dietitian, when it comes to portioning your food, because diet is not one size fits all. Remember, you are the driver of your life, so take charge today. Take charge. I want us all to be healthy. I want us all to be happy. You are not alone. If you need anything in terms of you need any support, you need any advice, you can come to us on the WhatsApp group. You can send us message on Instagram. We're here for you. See you all at the healthier side of tomorrow. I'm so happy. Have a restful night and God bless you. Grace, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. God bless you. Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you.